Ohio Stadium. Over 91,000 on hand as this facility celebrates its 70th birthday. And the hometown Buckeyes, ranked number 17 in the country, play host to the Louisville Cardinals. And hi, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler. Welcome to Columbus and welcome to ESPN's coverage of college football here on our first Saturday. The middleman of the trio is Ralph Dawkins, and he's the man we'll see touch it most of the time offensively for Howard Schnellenberger. College football season is set to begin here in Ohio, and we are underway. Dawkins from the 1. Out to the 25 before he swarmed under. Let's check our Energizer starting lineups. And first, the man we talked about, quarterback, who was back after the broken leg a year ago, and that's the junior out of Louisville, Jeff Brohm, joined by Ralph Dawkins, who touched it 40% of the time offensively for this club. Jamie Asher joins him in the backfield. Greg Brohm, Jeff's brother, and the wideout, tight end Gonzalez, and Cook is the flanker. Up front, Blumeyer, Atkins, Patrick, DeBold, and John Bach mans the right side. First play of the game offensively for the Cardinals from their own 24-yard line. And a little option to Dawkins, and he's got the corner already. Out to the 39-yard line. Give him 15 on his first play. And the Ohio State defense didn't bring him down. And here's a look at the Buckeyes. Up front defensively, Foster, Beckman, Smith, an all Big Ten performer last year, and Simmons, who led the Big Ten in sacks last season. The linebacking core, a strong one, especially inside. A Butkus Award nominee is Steve Tovar. Williams and Johnson flank him. Cook, Nelson, Walton, and Roger Harper is a Thorpe candidate, one of the best defensive backs. And a whistle ends that play before it can get underway. And illegal procedure. Tom Quinn, the head of our officiating staff today.
Ball start.
Officiating crew all from the Big Ten. Howard Schnellenberger in his 8th season at Louisville. And there's what he's done in openers. All the wins at home. And John Cooper in his 5th year. 4-0 in home openers at Ohio State. 27 wins overall in his 5 years. 8 of those last season. But their season ender, I should say, was a loss in the Hall of Fame Bowl. First down at 15. Brohm's first throw to Dawkins. Out to the 45-yard line.
Brad, that's really what you'll see Brohm and Dawkins do throughout this game. If Howard Schnellenberger is known for anything, it's his pro-style offense, which features the backs out of the backfield. Dawkins comes out, little 5-yard option route, and it's pitch and catch.
So Dawkins with a 15-yard run, an 11-yard gain on the pass reception, brings up 2nd down and 4. The football just across the 45-yard line. Brohm and Cook both trot out to the left side. Dawkins in motion, and it's Asher, the fullback, and he ran into some traffic. Jason Simmons made the first hit, and then Brent Johnson, the linebacker, cleaned up.
Tackle by 76.
You'll see the little trap play up there, and it's stuffed pretty good. Greg Smith, number 57, does a good job of shedding his block and make it bounce outside, and that's when the linebackers clean up. Ohio State featuring the 4-3 stack this year, a little bit of a changeup. They played it with Simmons with his hand up. This year he's got his hand on the ground, more of a rush.
3rd down and 2. The crowd comes to life. Ball at the Cardinals' 48-yard line. Out of the eye and the option. Dawkins looking for the corner, and he got it again. Tightrope the sidelines, and then Tovar leveled him from behind. And Dawkins has a look to the Ohio State bench. I'm sure they're not nodding their approval over there.
Option football is foreign to the Big Ten right now. There's nobody in the league that even runs it or features it at all. And you're going to see Ohio State caught a little bit off guard. It's a quick pitch. He's got a lead block by Asher around the corner. Foster's not going to get there. And what you didn't see from the outside, Kevin Cook, number 5, did an outstanding block on a crackback on the play.
So the Cardinals have moved it from their own 24 to the Ohio State 46-yard line. Greg Brohm in motion. Brohm swings it out to Dawkins, and he's collared immediately. Derek Foster, the defensive end, senior out of Dayton, Ohio, got out there to put him down after a short gain.
Derek Foster, of course, is kind of filling in for Alonzo Spellman's spot on that defense. He's really coming along. He's the leader of this football team, and he's going to swing both sides, play a little bit behind Jason Simmons on the other side of the defensive end, too.
And try to fill the shoes of Alonzo Spellman. No easy task, of course, a #1 draft choice of the Chicago Bears. At the 44-yard line, 2nd down and 8 for Louisville. Opening drive of the ball game. And Dawkins broke a tackle, got into the secondary, and he's got another 1st down. He's not that big, but he's oh so tough, and he's got it to the 34-yard line before Johnson and Williams can bring him down. Another 10-yard pickup, Gary, and they're using Dawkins just as they did a year ago.
A little bit of a delayed draw that time. They spread Ohio State across the field with 3 wide receivers, and Dawkins just ran the draw off the eye back. And of course, he has that big Jamie Asher, number 37. Watch him all day. He really catches the ball like a tight end because he was a tight end last year.
The Buckeyes were number 2 in the Big Ten a year ago against the run. They've been unable to bring down Dawkins so far on this drive. He's over 30 yards already. 3 carries, and here he comes again on the toss sweep. Got popped pretty good by Mark Williams.
I'll tell you who filled on that one, too. Number 29, Brian Cook, who plays the bench side corner. Came off the wide receiver, filled it really strong from the outside. And that's what those corners have to do. They're going to play 2 deep safeties. At the top of your screen, he's going to fill. He reads it right away. He busts in there, and he just ducks inside Asher and really makes the play, makes him turn it back into the linebacker, plays it from outside in.
Cook's got to feel good about that as his knee blew up at the Metrodome at the end of last season against the Golden Gophers, and he's coming back from that knee. And certainly was a big part of that play. 2nd and 9 at the 33. Brohm had it tipped, and Dawkins still made the catch, but he goes down in his tracks, and it's Brian Cook there again. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10. And Derek Foster got a hand on it.
Want a quick pass on this play right here. Number 64, the right tackle, John Bach, retreats a little bit too much, and that's where you're going to see that he's able. He backs up a little bit too far on a quick pass, and Foster's able to get his left paw on that pass. On quick protection, you like your linemen to really take him down by the knees and get those hands down.
Last year, Louisville really struggled on their 3rd down conversions, 26% last year. They're going to try to pick up 3rd down and 10 here at the 34 of Ohio State. Brohm completed it to Asher, but he falls down at the 27-yard line. Got a little help falling down from Marlon Kerner, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Very efficient pass defense that time for Ohio State. They were very content to let that thing happen in front of them. The corners and the secondary backed up and forced Brohm to throw underneath. You know, you always question, why does a quarterback throw a 5-yard pass on a 10-yard play? Well, 12-yard guys are coming. You have to throw it to the 5-yard guy.
You got to love this. 4th down, and the Cardinals of Louisville go for it. 4th and 3.
You got to believe Brohm is going to have the ball running.
At the Ohio State 27. He's got trips to the bottom of your screen. All 3 receivers to the right. Fires, completes it to Dawkins. 1st down and then some to the 16-yard line. Brian Cook made the tackle. And Dawkins has been Mr. Everything on this opening drive.
What you see on this football field right here now is Dawkins isolated right here. He's going to come in, run a little in route, and come out. The 2 receivers clear. He's got man-to-man coverage, and Brohm is just going to deliver it off the break. Dawkins comes in, spins in, back out. Boy, he just beats him bad, and that's easy pitch and catch. That's what you look for as a quarterback, those mismatches. And with Dawkins, his ability to run those option routes, it's a mismatch.
John Cooper looking on. His Buckeye defense has been backed up to its own 16-yard line. Anthony Shellman now in the backfield, and he gets the call. And he found a big opening, and he's got it down to the 8-yard line. Chico Nelson may have saved a touchdown there.
We talked to offensive coordinator Gary Nord about Shellman, and he said he's a better eye-back, straight-ahead runner. And the first time he comes into the ball game right here, you're going to see it. Asher's leading. It's an isolation play. Tovar doesn't quite get there. It's a great read back off the 2 blocks. The tackle takes his man out. From the deep eye back, you're able to see those blocks happen in front of you, and he cuts in there for a nice gain.
The Cardinals have had it 5 minutes to open this first quarter, and they've driven down to the Ohio State 8-yard line. Shellman again, and this time no gain.
And guess who? Jason Simmons is going to get another tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Number 91, all Big Ten. He didn't start any games last year because Kaczynski got the starting call, but he had 10.5 sacks, and he makes many, many plays in the backfield. And the reason is he just has so many moves, and he's just an all-out football player who keeps his feet moving. He
had almost 19 tackles for loss last year. That's phenomenal for a guy, as Gary said, that didn't start the ball game. 13th play of the drive. And it's 3rd down at the 8-yard line. The Cardinals have to get to the Buckeye 5. 3rd and a long 2. Nice play fake by Brohm. Now if he can find anybody to go to. The other way to the end zone, and he overshot his tight end, Gonzalez. Flag down in the middle of the field.
There's a flag on the play.
I'm pretty sure that they held Dawkins on that play.
Well, that's what he thinks, and that flag is thrown in that area of the field, but they're going to call an eligible man downfield. Is that the call?
Yeah, they got away with one, and that's what happens sometimes as a linebacker. You got to grab him if he's got a mismatch on you and just hope they don't see it. But it was kind of a naked bootleg by Brohm, and it was a good job of keeping him in the pocket, and Brohm just kind of threw it away when he didn't have anything on the play.
Howard Schnellenberger wants an explanation, obviously, on the Louisville sideline.
No. Ineligible downfield. It is declined. 4th down.
That play took so long to develop that you could see that one coming.
This is called a naked because there's no lineman pulling in front of you. You just make the fake and you're on your own as a quarterback. Now he lets this thing go and he's going to get paced. And it's Mr. Simmons, I believe, coming from the backside. The guy just keeps running. That's the key to Simmons. He just keeps going and going.
Ken Harden. First collegiate field goal attempt. You got to think there's a few nerves running through his body. Greg Brohm to hold as the Cardinals will try a 25-yard field goal. Harden missed it. Pushed it right. And Louisville's excellent drive goes for naught. 9:07 to go first quarter. We're scoreless with Ohio State on offense when we come back. There from its own 20-yard line. Kirk Herbstreet at the controls with Jeff Cothran and Robert Smith in an I backfield. Joey Galloway in motion. No gain on that play. Jim Hanna in on the tackle of Jeff Cothran. Let's take a look at the Buckeyes starting lineup. Herbstreet at the controls. Just his 3rd start for the Buckeyes with Cothran and Robert Smith back after the 1-year hiatus at tailback. Stabline and Galloway, the wideouts, and Cedric Saunders is the tight end. Up front, a beefy group and a lot of experience. Allen Klein, an Outland nominee, along with Hartman, Long, Mono, and Winrow. 2nd and 10, Ohio State. Herbstreet's first throw is complete. Very close to a first down to Cedric Saunders, his tight end.
One of the great things about throwing an early pass, and it's hard to believe, is you like to get knocked down as a quarterback. You have all these butterflies. You're out there. You haven't hit anybody. You know, in 9 months, you get out there and you throw your first pass, and welcome to the Big Ten right here. Boom. You get it, you get rid of it, all the butterflies are gone in one play.
That was Joe Johnson who got rid of Herbstreet's butterflies. 3rd down and a yard. And a first down, Ohio State, as Cothran takes it out across the 30-yard line. Let's take a look at the Louisville Cardinals defensively. Up front, this group started as a group a year ago. Smith, Ray, Hanna, and Joe Johnson, who just had that big hit on Herbstreet after he threw. The linebacking core looks like this: Cavallo, Cully, and Sumter. Cully, the leading tackler for Louisville last season. And in the secondary, one of the great ones in college football, Ray Buchanan at free safety, along with Kevin Gaines, Darrell Boykin, and Anthony Bridges. 1st and 10, Ohio State. From its own 31, and Robert Smith's first carry, and he breaks a couple of tackles out to the 38-yard line. Give him 7. And listen to the fans for Robert Smith.
In 1990, Robert Smith came to Ohio State, a true freshman out of Euclid, Ohio. He was the freshman of the year, a tailback. He'll kind of remind you of O.J. Simpson with his long stride, but he's bigger and he's faster than he was 2 years ago, and he is really looking forward to this season. There's
a good look at Robert, who got 7 at 2nd down and 3 from the 38. Play fake by Herbstreet, got pressure, got it out, completes it, and all the way out near midfield. Jeff Cothran, the fullback. And let's go to our studios and Tim Brando, TV.
Brad, one of the reasons the ACC is no longer a basketball league is the Carolina Blue is improving. Mike Fulkerson with a 20-yard run. He would later punch it in from a yard out. They now lead in the 2nd quarter, 14-3.
Tar Heels looked like they had a right guard running that time. Here we have no score with just under 7 minutes to go, opening quarter. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Charlene Hawks along with you from Ohio Stadium. The Buckeyes saw Louisville drive the length of the field and miss a field goal. Now they've countered by moving out to the 49-yard line on offense. The give inside, Cothran, the fullback. All the way to the 36-yard line. Ray Buchanan knocked him off his pins.
Of course, anytime you run up the middle, you have to credit the line, but also credit the faking of Smith and Herbstreet on this. Both of the linebackers see them out of the corner of their eye, and boom, Cothran's in the hole before anybody can move. And Jeff Cothran, I mean, he's picked up 20 pounds from a year ago. You see the linebacker, he's just a little bit stepped the wrong way and overcomes Mono, and he makes the play.
Impressive opening drives for both offenses. 1st and 10 at the 36. Smith got the corner. May have another 1st down, Ohio State. Anthony Bridges knocked him out of bounds.
This was a designed bounce-out play. They run it off tackle, but everyone tries to hook their man. Smith kind of sets him up a little bit and then just takes it to the outside with that strong stride of his and long stride. You see him, they try to hook. The tight end makes his hook Saunders, and around he goes. And look at how much territory he's grabbing with each stride.
A 9-yard gain. And there's the numbers for Robert Smith from 1990 when he was freshman of the year in college football. Cothran got the 1st down, it appears.
Brad, a very effective drive for John Cooper right here, and we were told before the game that a la Bill Walsh, these first 15 plays were scripted. They had practiced them in order, and these plays are the ones that they routinely practice the day before the game, and a lot of teams feel comfortable going into a game that way, and actually it's working very well. They're keeping it wide open and doing a lot of different things.
They really have mixed it up well. This is the 9th play of their opening drive. At the Louisville 25, Herbstreet rolls and throws on the run. Got it complete. And Chris Sanders inside the 20-yard line. Coming up tonight, Ellenberger looking on, hoping his defense can dig in. It's 2nd down and 2. And on a counter, Robert Smith has the 1st down. And he's got it 1st and goal, Ohio State.
This is the counter tray that is so used by so many teams. But check out Andy Klein right here. They're all-American tackle. He's going to pull and lead Robert Smith on the counter. The man goes 6'5", 6'7", 290 pounds, and watch him lead the play. He's running like a halfback right there. He comes around just to be able to move that as a shield like that is good for a running back.
The Buckeyes at the Cardinals 7, 1st and goal. Cothran stood up at the line at the 5-yard line. Brevin Smith helped on the stop. 2nd and goal at the 5.
two plays that Ohio State likes to run down here in the past, at least, is the option play and a little flood play to the outside with Herbstreet keeping the ball in a run pass option.
Taking a while to get the play from the sideline. Stabline and Galloway, the wide receivers. And Smith goes down for a loss. Great play defensively by Tom Cavallo, the linebacker.
Cavallo was lined up over the tight end, and he was blitzing that time, and he just beat his man across his nose. The play was a little late coming in. I think everybody was a little bit confused as they came in on this play. You'll see Cavallo at the left of your screen just flash in there at the snap. Just beats the front side guard, and Smith really has nowhere to run.
So now, instead of being inside the 5, it's backed up to the 10-yard line. 3rd and goal.
Herbstreet has to be careful here. A field goal is not the worst thing that could happen.
Cothran, the lone setback. 3 wideouts for Herbstreet. Galloway in motion. 3rd and goal over the middle. Completes it to Galloway, but well short of the goal line. In fact, he only got it back to about the 7. And so we'll see Ohio State's field goal unit.
Kind of mirror images of the two drives, really. Both teams were able to move the ball between the 20s very effectively, but when they got down in the scoring zone, they weren't able to really take advantage of the situation.
This is what Tim Williams has done in his career. This is his 3rd year as the starting kicker for Ohio State. So the Buckeyes have the experience on their side in that area. And he too will try a 25-yard field goal. Harden missed his. Tim Williams to try to give the Buckeyes a field goal lead. And whistles before the snap.
.25-second clock ran down.
I think Tim's going to have himself a 30-yard field goal attempt upcoming. Delay a game, Ohio State.
Hey, the clock didn't work! The clock didn't work! The clock didn't work! 5-second clock stopped. The clock didn't work! Hey, Tom! The clock didn't work!
I think you get the picture from the Ohio State sideline.
Yeah, Brad, from 15 years of experience, I would say the clock wasn't working.
So Williams, who hit that 25-yarder even after the whistle, will try from 30. And he got this one as well. Ohio State takes the lead in the first quarter. Lengthy drives by both clubs, but the Buckeyes make it count. 2:38 to go first quarter. Williams has Ohio State in front by 3. 6:29, and Tim Williams capped it off from 30 yards away. And Tim will tee it up to kick off for the 2nd time. And Ralph Dawkins, who was most of Louisville's offense on their opening march, is back deep. Dawkins, a junior out of Jacksonville, Florida. Dawkins this time from the 5-yard line. And again got to the 25 before he's put down. Let's go to our studios now. Tim Brando. Tim.
Brad, most observers will tell you that the winner of this game between BC and Rutgers could finish as high as 3rd in the Big East and get a bowl game. Special teams breakdowns. Punt blocked here by Tim Geckler. The punter was Jeff Bentley. Rutgers would later score on a touchdown to Brantley, a 10-yard touchdown pass. It's 10-7 BC.
Here the Buckeyes by a field goal. 2:32 remaining first quarter. And Louisville will start from its own 25-yard line. Asher and Dawkins, the dual backfield behind Jeff Brohm. On the option, a toss out to Asher. And he's wrapped up pretty good by Derek Foster, who got help from his friends. Speaking of Jeff Brohm, one of his relatives is with Charlene Hawks right now. Charlene?
Brad, the starting quarterbacks on both sides owe a lot to their family teams, possibly their starting positions. To my far right is Jim Herbstreet, who played for OSU and was the co-captain like his son, 57-60, and Oscar Brohm, who was the starting quarterback for Louisville back in 68-69, was it? How would you compare the nerves you felt as a player to now as a dad?
Well, you feel the same, probably you feel the same thing before the game. The difference is you're sitting in the stands and you're nervous the whole game. Whereas when he gets out there after one play, he loses the nervousness.
Oscar?
I don't think there's any question. As a dad, much tougher. I didn't raise my sons to be sissies, but I sit up in the stand, I feel like a sissy.
How about the tips that you give to your sons? What kind of coaching advice do you give?
Well, since I used to be quarterback, you know, I give him a few points. I'll try to give him some pointers on passing, and he'll humor me and listen to me. I don't know if he listens or not, but no, he really does. But I'm doubly proud. I've got another son out there also. My other son's starting wide receiver, Greg Brohm. So I'm twice as nervous when I sit up in the stands.
Dad Herbstreet?
Well, I think he's got all the coaches he needs and all the coaching that he needs. I really try to be encouraging and general things like stay cool and keep your concentration. That's about all. I'm a pretty good fan, I think. And
I hope there's cause for both of you to enjoy the game today. Good luck all season. Brad?
All right, thanks, guys. We talked to Kirk Herbstreet yesterday, and he said, I can only talk to my dad so much because he gets so excited. He gets me a little too wound up, and I don't need that. And Jeff Brohm just completed a pass that is going to be good enough for a first down, Louisville. There's his numbers. He's only missed once, and that was on the play where he scrambled around and tried to hit his tight end in the back of the end zone on the opening drive.
11 passes completed by both quarterbacks in this game, all of them the running backs so far in this game.
So a first down, Cardinals at their own 35-yard line. Inside handoff this time to Dawkins. Somehow found a way to get out across the 40-yard line. Greg Smith made the tackle.
The nice thing you like about Louisville's offense is it's so varied. They're moving a lot of different people with the ball. They're running the counter tray. It's really a pro offense. But Jeff Brohm told me the one change from last year, they're not going to try to audible as much as they did in the past. They're going to get up at the line of scrimmage, run the play, and not try to have too many guys thinking.
Trying to dictate with their offense a little more instead of worrying about the defense.
Absolutely.
Second down and 4. Penalty markers down. Tom Quinn will let us know about it.
Dead ball. The legal procedure. All start on a snapper.
It was Greg Smith right over the nose of Garen Patrick, number 74. Let's see if he flinches at all here on the long count. Boy, I don't know about that one. Must have been his eyes or something, because I'll tell you.
You've got to be able to at least move the knuckles a little bit. So they walk it off 5 yards. And it becomes second down and 9. Just outside the 35-yard line as we're in the final seconds of the opening quarter. 3-0 Ohio State. Jeff Brohm over the middle, got it complete to his tight end and close to a first down is Jose Gonzalez. And they may have to take a look at this one as that brings the first quarter to a close.
Stop made by Steve Tovar.
Gonzalez caught 25 passes last year. This is his first reception of 92.
Brohm is so cool in the pocket. Of course, he's a baseball player also. Feels as a leader as a team. He knows he has to put the ball in a lot of...
Tim Williams field goal. First and 10, Cardinals from their own 45-yard line. Off play action. Brohm flips it out to Asher as fullback. Nice open field tackle by Tim Walton, the junior out of Columbus, Georgia.
Of course, Tim Walton is filling in for Foster Polk, who has been declared ineligible, a 12-game starter last year. And Walton is maybe not the good as cover guy as Polk, but he's really filling in. They're going to have to play a little bit more zone than they maybe would have liked to do. They wanted to come with a little more of an attack package, but Walton shows that he can make the open field tackle.
Pickup of only a yard for Asher after that nice open field hit by Walton. 2nd down and 9, Louisville. From its own 46. Aaron Bailey, the wide receiver, in motion. Brohm is 8 out of 9. And he's got a scramble to throw his 10th pass and completes it to his tight end, Gonzalez. Out at the 47 of Ohio State. Steve Tovar ran Gonzalez out of bounds.
Brad, as we were preparing to do this game last year, we watched this guy, Jeff Brohm, play on film. And as I was watching him, the more and more I became to see him as a Bob Greasy clone. Watch him. Watch the feet. He just makes Steve Tovar fall on the ground trying to make the play, and he gets it in and out of his hands off the run as good as anyone. They had trouble with sacks last year. They're not going to have trouble with this guy.
Louisville had 41 sacks they gave up last year. And Brahm's feet and arm have gotten him 9 of 10 rather. And a 3rd and 2. Little option. Oh, they didn't have enough feet to get away from Jason Simmons. Wow. Collision time for the junior out of Akron, Ohio. 6'5", 240, and just keeps on pursuing all the time.
They call him the sleuth because he does so many different things that anybody can figure out. He's just all over. He's a smart football player is really what Jason Simmons brings to the table. He didn't go for the fake. He kept his inside out leverage, and he just makes the play. And remember, the guy's 6'5".
The Buckeyes with 10 men up as Brandon Brookfield is set to punt it for Louisville. Back deep is Robert Smith. Smith with a fair catch, and this one will make it to the end zone. 51-yard punt, but they'll bring it out to the 20 for the Ohio State offense when we come back. It's the Buckeyes games here in 92 with balloons overhead. It's 3-0 Buckeyes on a Tim Williams field goal with 13:21 left first half. And about 92,000 plus looking on as Kirk Herbstreet's in his 3rd start for Ohio State at quarterback. 1st and 10, Buckeyes from their own 20. Robert Smith dances his way into the secondary and got about 9. Darrell Boykin made the tackle defensively for Louisville. Louisville took their opening drive and missed a field goal. And Dawkins had most of their yardage on that opening 68-yard march. Then Ohio State took over, also went 68 yards. Herbstreet was perfect. And they did cap it off with a 30-yard field goal. That's where we stand. 2nd and a yard. Herbstreet off play action and a flag down. We may have a holding call against Ohio State. Herbstreet goes down for a loss of 1. Kendall Brown in on the play defensively for Louisville. One of a pair of twin brothers playing in this game, one for each side. They'll walk it off against Ohio State. Let's go down to the sidelines right now. Well, they walk off the penalty in Charlene Hawks.
Football coach, and he's done a lot for this program here at Louisville. And I really mean it when I say he's one of the great coaches in America. You give him the right program, and he's going to win.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today, Brad.
56 Heisman winner, and Schnellenberger was an All-American at Kentucky in 55. And still, as Paul said, good buddies. 2nd, 15. Cochran, the fullback. Tough run out near the 27. Darrell Boykin again had to make the stop from the secondary along with Kevin Gaines. Pickup of 12 for Cochran.
Brad, one of the great little plays off this one back is watch the influence block here from Mono, and from the opposite side, Hartman will come over and kick this man out. It's a great little play. Watch the right guard back up, influence, kick out. There's the hole right there. It's a beautiful play out of the one back set because you've got those charging linemen coming off of a sack and you just crease it.
Stay blind to the top of your screen. That's Galloway to the bottom on 3rd down and 3 at the 27. Herbstreet with some pressure, and now he'll take off with it. He almost waited too long to go down. Anthony Bridges helped him to the turf, but he got a first down.
One of the great things that Kirk Herbstreet can do for this team is he can obviously throw off the run. But one of the great things that he can also bring to the table is he can run off the throw. And that's very tough to do to defense for guys rushing the passer. They know that sacks get you on television. Right here, he just goes by and picks up the first down smartly. Good tackle by Bridges right here, but Herbstreet does the job with his feet.
So a first down, Ohio State from its own 32-yard line. Herbstreet again in trouble. Ran into his own man and then ran into a wave of white. Joe Johnson got him for the sack back at the 25-yard line. Don't forget ESPN Sunday Night Baseball tomorrow night here on a college football Saturday where the sun has come out over Ohio Stadium. It's 3-0 Buckeyes, under 10.5 minutes to go first half. And they have the ball with a second down and 17. On second and long, Herbstreet over the middle, wide open. And up to the 48-yard line is Greg Beatty. First down, Buckeyes. The senior out of Houston, Texas, had a lot of green to work with in the middle of the field.
Very well conceived play right here. You'll see the tight end and the inside receiver cross and the split end come behind it. It's the high-low stretch that all the great passing teams work on. They hold the linebackers with the short guys. And if you can freeze it right here, you guys, look at how big that opening is, and you just pump the ball in there for the big play.
First time the Buckeyes have gone downfield, and it pays off for 25 yards and the first down at the midfield stripe. End around. Galloway broke a tackle and found an opening. Inside the 30, he might go. Touchdown. The Buckeye coaches told us somewhere in that scripted 15 plays to start the game we'd see a reverse. Boy, did we ever. 50 yards, touchdown Ohio State. Tim Williams comes in for the point after. Joey Galloway, who missed the Louisville game last year with an ankle sprain, and really showed up here today. Extra point, up and good. And a penalty marker down. We may have a roughing the kicker on Ray Buchanan, who got there late, it appeared. That's the call. They'll assess it on the kickoff.
Galloway makes the great play by getting by Smith, and once he gets the broken field, it changes the scoreboard.
Back at Ohio Stadium, where the Buckeyes have just electrified the crowd with Joey Galloway's end around, good for 50 yards and a touchdown. 10-0 Ohio State with 9:45 to go in the first half, and there's Galloway.
Brad, John Cooper talked that people need to make plays. He pointed out that Desmond Howard make plays. Watch Galloway right there make a play. He beats Brevin Smith. But what I want to point out, sure, Galloway makes a great play, but watch the leadership from Herbstreet. We can freeze it a little bit farther, right about here. You'll see number 36, Ben Sumter, to the top right corner of your screen. Watch number 4. Go ahead and roll it, guys. Come in. That's the quarterback that's going to put one on a linebacker right there. Believe me, 95 guys, his teammates, are going to see that block in film, and he's going to earn a lot more respect from this football team. Great play by Kirk Herbstreet.
You threw a lot of those in your day, didn't you?
Mostly I was going the other direction.
Herbstreet, the co-captain, and he's led Ohio State to 10 points here in a quarter and a half. There's the drive, 6 plays, 80 yards, 3:36, and on that roughing the kicker penalty on the extra point, the Buckeyes and Tim Williams will tee it up now at midfield. So Tim should be able to just hammer one out in the back of the end zone on this kickoff. Well, he didn't get all the kickoff. And Dawkins will take it at the 5. I'm a little surprised, quite frankly, but still, Louisville can only get it back to the 15-yard line. Let's go back to the studio right now. Tim Brando. Tim.
Brad, Tom Coughlin's offense has really gotten better for BC. Here, Glenn Foley goes to Keith Miller for the touchdown. They only had 13 points against Rutgers last year. They already have 17 in the first half this year. They lead the Scarlet Knights by 10.
10-0 here with 9:39 to go in the half. The Buckeyes in front. Louisville's opening drive was impressive. They missed a 25-yard field goal. Tim Williams has a 30-yard field goal, and you just saw Joey Galloway's end around, good for 50 and a touchdown. The Louisville Cardinals, Jeff Brohms look sharp, but still no points on the board. They work from their own 15-yard line. What a collision that was. Dan Wilkinson, they call him Big Danny, and about 305 pounds.
You talk about the lights going out. Here's a little bit of a delayed counter right here, but they don't fool Wilkinson. The guy is a true freshman. He almost took the handoff, and I tell you, he just keeps running. There you see it. Nobody peels back at him. The center, probably number 74, Patrick, was supposed to peel back on him, and when nobody blocks a man that runs 300 and he gets his momentum going, that's a headache.
He just about peeled Anthony Shellman. Back to the 10 at 2nd and 15. That's Brohm in motion. And brother Jeff back to throw, and he goes to his brother, incomplete. Broken up by Tim Walton. The Buckeye cornerback, who's had a good game so far.
This time Brohm came across in motion, went to the flat and delayed, and came back in. Walton read the play perfectly and got away with a little bit, maybe getting there early, reaching across the top. Brohm really more and more the pressure he's going to start to feel, because if they are showing they're not going to be able to effectively run the ball inside against Ohio State. It's going to turn back to him.
Total yardage. Ohio State well in front. And the Louisville Cardinals have a 3rd and 15. Brohm with time. Got it to Dawkins. But he can only get to the 19-yard line. Marlon Kerner, a sophomore out of Columbus, Ohio, made the hit. And it's time to punt for Louisville. And now you'll hear the crowd come to life for the Buckeye defense.
Credit that series to the first play by Wilkinson when a missed assignment put him into the backfield and they were behind the gun the rest of the time.
The Buckeyes ought to get good field position out of this, as Brandon Brookfield will punt from inside his own 10. And Robert Smith back in return formation for Ohio State. Again, the Buckeyes with 10 men up on the line of scrimmage. Brookfield, an end-over-end punt. Smith will have a chance from the 46. To the 37-yard line of Louisville. 17-yard return. And Ohio State will have great field position when we come back. They lead it 10-0. Leaving so far for Louisville. And Ohio State's going to lose yardage on their opening snap of this drive. Joe Johnson drops Herbstreet, who never had a chance to get back in the pocket to throw that one. Johnson, a junior out of St. Louis. He's had a couple tackles for loss already in this one.
Another true freshman, Eddie George, number 27. And we talked to Joe Hollis about his two fullbacks, who are the remaining one back in the backfield when they go to 3 wide outs. And he said they're the best running backs in that one back set. He likes them both, George and Coughlin.
Herbstreet rolls and throws on the run and has it intercepted. Anthony Bridges picks it off, and the Cardinals have it back.
Herbstreet threw that one. He gets it picked up, but let me tell you, the ball just went a little bit high. We can run it here. It's going to be a sprint to the outside. He's going to sprint to the outside, and Galloway is going to move out. Let's stop it right here, guys. Galloway's in line, and when he throws his ball, he's aiming for Galloway, but it goes over his head, and it's going to get picked off right here. Bad throws cause more interceptions than misreading defenses, and that's why accuracy is so important for a quarterback.
Anthony Bridges, who played behind William Blackford, who graduated, and he has stepped up to become one of the leaders. The defensive coaches for Louisville will tell you that kid knows what everybody on the field defensively is supposed to do, and he did his job that time. Brohm wants to throw a screen, and he's running out of time. Incomplete, fired back. The closest man was Dawkins, but Brohm was running for his life from Greg Smith. Now let's go to the studio for another update, and Tim Brando. Tim?
Alabama's only scores against Vanderbilt had been by virtue of field goals by Mike Proctor, but then after a 5th Vanderbilt turnover, Derek Lassick takes it in from 4 yards out, and at Bryant-Denny Stadium, Alabama with a 16-0 lead, Brad.
All right, Coach Stallings' team, Alabama. We're under 7 minutes. First half in Columbus, Ohio, with Ohio State's Buckeyes leading the Louisville Cardinals by a 10-0 count, but Louisville's got it back courtesy of Bridges' interception. 2nd and 10. 3 wide receivers to the left side for Jeff Brohm. Dawkins, one of them. He makes the catch, but there to meet him was Walter Taylor, the sophomore out of Dallas, Texas. Jeff Brohm has looked pretty sharp here today, and it was a year ago today, as a matter of fact, that Jeff Brohm went down to injury. September 5th of '91 against the Volunteers of Tennessee, and a tired Jeff Brohm, admittedly late in the game, found Ernest Fields, put him to the field, a broken right fibula, out for the season. And really, that's where Louisville's season went up in smoke, Gary.
And there's a little bit of concern here in this game so far. He's been having to scramble. I see him getting tired already. He's going to have to be careful. That is when you get hurt.
3rd and 8. Here comes Simmons. He said he wants to average 2 sacks a game. He's off to a pretty good start.
You can see Brohm, he is very tired. The compliment of running around and getting hit right here. You'll see a little bit of a play action pass. Asher, number 37, steps up too far inside, and he isn't able to get to the fast Simmons to the outside. Fullback on that play had the outside man, Jason Simmons, and he didn't get in his face, and Brohm paid the price.
Wants to work for the FBI someday. Going to be hard to hide that 6'5". He's got 2 sacks already, and he's forced another Louisville punt. Nice kick. Brookfield blasted this one. Smith has to take it on the hop way back at the 9-yard line. And he gets leveled out of bounds by Carlos Bean at the 18. Great kick by the Louisville punter of 62 yards. But they're on the short end with 5:16 to go in the half. They trail 10-0. John Bach, one of several Louisville linemen with the great haircuts. There's Bach. A lot of Mohawks out there. There's Sean Jackson. He's a wide receiver. He's the barber, and you'll notice as we pan back to show you these guys that Sean doesn't have one of these haircuts. He's smart enough to stay away from that.
Coach Nellenberger had a great line. He said, you know, if we made these guys do it, they'd quit. Well, he doesn't have to worry about them sneaking out. They're going to hide.
That's right. They trail 10-0 to the Cardinals, and the Buckeyes have it back offensively on their own 19-yard line. Galloway, who scored last time in motion. Here comes the blitz on Herbstreet, and he got it to Galloway, and he's got more room, and a first down. Ohio State out to the 36-yard line. Anthony Bridges knocked him out of bounds, but not before Galloway got 16 yards. Carolina at halftime leading Wake Forest. Likewise, Boston College by 10 over Rutgers. And Clemson with an early touchdown.
A little bit of a missed assignment on that play. Galloway goes in motion. You're going to see right here. Here's Galloway. Both the safeties come up here, and nobody covers him on the play. This is a pitch and catch with no one on your best receiver. Kind of an interesting play.
The backfield for Ohio State. Eddie George, the fullback, the up man in the eye. Butler Bonotti is the tailback. He'll get the call on the draw play. Bonotti, not much gain as Marcus Hill, a sophomore out of Sheffield, Alabama, made the tackle.
Louisville is really playing attack defense. Smith and Ray and Hanna and Johnson, that front four, are just coming off the ball and trying to get into the Ohio State backfield and cause some problems. What you're going to see be effective is the quick traps, the quick isolation plays on the linebackers, and you're going to just try to have to get these guys and pick them off. The slow reacting delay type plays are not going to work.
Kirk Herbstreet's mixed it up well of his 6 completions to 5 different receivers. He's got Chris Sanders, a track man, in there right now who's got great speed. On 2nd and long, he fires complete. Got it to Brian Stabline, his first catch of the afternoon.
Well, Herbstreet's not supposed to be the great drop back passer, but he is effective. And he knows what he has to do. He knows his limitations, and he's not going to take chances throwing that ball on a 25-yard hash to sideline type pass. He's going to put it in there where he knows he can throw the ball. You know, it's his whole life waiting for this football game. He knows he's the leader of the football team, and he's the only guy, and I need a quote to saying, we can go 11-0. His teammates are going to gain confidence for him.
There's the track man Sanders, who we talked about, the fastest wide receiver on the Buckeye roster. On 3rd down, it's going to be close. Eddie George, brought down by Joe Johnson and company. I think he's about a half-yard short.
Well, Joe Hollis, offensive coordinator, couldn't stop raving about Eddie George, a true freshman. He was a tailback early in spring, but with Robert Smith coming back and Raymond Harris, they moved him to fullback. Said he reminds him a lot of another Georgia guy, Rodney Hampton. That's pretty good comparison.
That's good company. Hampton, an all-pro now with the Giants.
There you see Joe Hollis, offensive coordinator this year. We're going to try to open it up and use a lot more weapons. And so far, half of football at Ohio State, everybody's going, oh, wow, why didn't we see this in the past?
Let's see if my foot short was close. Pretty close. 4th down, Ohio State.
I don't think there's any doubt they're going to punt the ball.
That's the first time we've heard any boos today at Ohio Stadium. Joe Kessel will come in to kick.
Herbstreet had the 1 interception on a poor throw, but otherwise he's been running the offense very smartly.
Back deep in punt return formation is Ray Buchanan, who told me yesterday, I'm not going to play on the special teams. I guess Coach Nellenberger didn't tell him. He's a pretty good punt return man, though, the senior out of Maywood, Illinois. Kessel lays it up high in the air. Great hang time. Buchanan had to push one of his men away to make the catch. Flag down, another one as he tight ropes the sideline to the 31-yard line.
Buchanan has pro NFL experience written all over him, and he's still in his last year of college. He just no way he's going to fair catch a ball.
2 flags down. And Tom Quinn will let us know. I don't know if they didn't give him enough room to make that catch. I did not see a fair catch signaled for by Buchanan.
John Cooper in there getting the last word in.
Okay, Tom, it's early in the season. You forgot your microphone. And Jeff Brohm will have 3 minutes and 14 seconds to work with prior to halftime, trailing 10-0.
Against the kicking team, which is declined. We have an illegal block in the back by the receivers who will penalize 10 yards and it's their ball, 1st down.
Well, that doesn't make much sense. Why would Louisville decline it? We're going to have to get upon further review
of the football, but that doesn't make any sense either. At any rate, the penalty walked off against Louisville. We'll try to straighten that one out as we go. Brohm wants to go deep. Got a man out there, and he's got it. Aaron Bailey, all the way to the 26-yard line. The junior college transfer who has got great speed, and he showed it there. 58 yards, 1st down, Cardinal.
It's nothing but a fly pattern what Bailey's going to run. He's the JUCO trade. He's just going to go down the field right here, and they're just going to air it out after the play action pass. This is just like you go long, I throw it as far as I can, and you try to outrun him. You see Brohm put it up, and for some reason, Kerner comes off the ball. He had him pretty well covered, and all of a sudden he leaves the ball, and it's there for a completion. I think Marlon Kerner right now has to be embarrassed.
1st and 10, Louisville. And now Shellman, the tailback, takes it down near the 21-yard line. Still plenty of time here now. 3 minutes, just under 3 minutes. Remaining first half. It's Ohio State by 10, but the Cardinals of Louisville trying to change it here late in the second quarter.
Those are one of the great things that happen when you're a quarterback. Your coach talks to you for about 2 minutes about how to maneuver the clock and the first downs and use your timeouts. And you go out there and you throw a bomb for 65 yards. And
Whatever works.
Then he walks out there and says, now use up the time. We don't want the offense to get back out there from the other team.
2nd and 5. The ball at the Ohio State 21. Fitzpatrick. A little misdirection, got inside the 20. Brent Johnson, the senior linebacker out of Columbus, brought him down. Fitzpatrick's first action, a 5'10 sophomore.
It was an inside trap that Fitzpatrick read around to the outside, did a good job of getting around the corner and picking up positive yards on a play that was stuffed pretty well by the Buckeye defense.
Ken Harden warming up on the sideline. Remember, he missed his first one from 25 yards, and he certainly doesn't want a repeat performance of that. And we've got a Louisville timeout with 1:49 left. They don't want to waste a chance here as the Cardinals trail by 10, but they're down close to the Ohio State goal line.
Up inside and try to take 2 shots at a first down.
They've got 3rd down and a yard here. There's what they've done on their 3rd down situation so far. It's Dawkins, and he's got the first down. Not by much. Needed to get to the 10 and got his body across it. Chico Nelson there, and Coach Schnellenberger says, let's just keep on going. Clock.
Absolutely. The 2-minute drill runs from one time where you're trying to save time to a couple plays later where you're trying to spend time right now. The idea is to put points on the board, but not give Ohio State time to come back and put points on the board on top of it.
And they momentarily stop the clock to move the sticks, and now it winds again. 138, 137, and counting down. 1st and 10, the Louisville Cardinals at the Buckeyes' 14-yard line. Brohm with both receivers to the left side. The toss to Dawkins that way. Nice cutback by Dawkins, and he's got it to the 8. Roger Harper came up from the secondary to help on the stop.
Anthony Shellman, number 29, nice block by Jason Simmons that time. Dawkins reminds me of Amp Lee from Florida State. He's really not all that fast. You're going to see from the corner of your street, Shellman puts the block on Simmons, springs him around that side, but Dawkins is able to cut running full speed. Very effective.
We're under a minute now. It's 2nd and 4. Shellman this time. And he's got it to the 5-yard line, maybe close enough to take a look.
Take a timeout at least, I'll tell you.
We get an official timeout for a measurement, I would have thought, but the clock is stopped at 41 seconds, and now we do get the timeout. Official timeout, 41 seconds left in the half. And they're going to have to bring the chain gang out to have a look. This one's going to be right about on the point of the football as they stretch it out. First down. Oh, maybe not. Not quite.
They took out one more kink in the chain right there, and it just short of the first down.
I jumped the gun by an inch or so. And Jeff Brohm just looked to Howard Schnellenberger and put his finger.
Now you could see the little fake plunge up the middle. You've got to remember, you have to save that last timeout for at least a try at a field goal if you don't make it, because they have to put something on the board. They were inside the 10 before and got nothing.
7th play of this drive. It's covered 79 yards already. 3rd down and an inch at the 5-yard line. And they got the inch. It'll be 1st and goal. Jamie Asher, the fullback, got that 215 pounds going in the right direction.
Here's where the college rules help Coach Schnellenberger on this play. The clock is stopped while they move the chains. He's got 2 plays called in the huddle. At least he should have 2 plays called in the huddle. They didn't get a great spot on that play.
Well, they sure did. They absolutely did not.
It appeared to me that his knees were across that line when he was running.
Oh, my.
They didn't gain an inch. Literally did not gain an inch. Let's see if we ends up. But you see the ball is one ball across the line. Asher takes it. He plows forward. Actually, his knee comes down behind the line of scrimmage, but you can see the ball. It's just full body is across the line. I think he got a bad spot there.
I think that gentleman would probably agree.
Either that or they should have put the ball on the other side of the line where his knee came down, if you're going to be that technical about it. But I think he got a bad spot.
4th down, and now the clock running.
Give the ball to Dawkins over the top.
This might be the play of the game to make or break it for Louisville. Over the top. Now it's 1st and goal, and now 16 seconds remaining in the half.
This whole thing has cost them 2 timeouts and about 35 seconds on the clock. It's going to force them into throwing the ball into the end zone on these next 3 plays and then kick a field goal if they don't convert.
16 seconds left. Quarterback
outside.
We're 16 seconds away from halftime and 16 seconds away from Tim Brando bringing you up to date on all the scores around college football this Saturday afternoon.
Touchdowns or incomplete passes are what they're looking for Louisville.
1st and goal at the 3. And you'll know in a moment whether the Cardinals can get it in the Buckeye end zone by how the crowd reacts. Brohm throws, and Brohm's got it. Brother to brother, touchdown Louisville.
Very safe throw to the outside of the formation. He just lays it up, and brother runs under it.
We asked Jeff Brohm yesterday, do you have a favorite receiver? And he said, if I don't say my brother, I'll be in a lot of trouble at home. Right now, without a doubt, he's his favorite receiver. Ken Harden in for the point after. This is his first extra point attempt as a collegiate kicker, and he had it blocked. Brother, are they having trouble with a kicking game for Louisville here in the first 2 quarters? And you got to feel for that young man.
Well, you have to feel for Louisville. I mean, this game should be 10-10 right now. They have not been able to convert basically 2 extra points. That's been tough on this team. They're now 4 points behind. It should be a tied game. It appears that this block comes off the top. He runs around the outside. It was not a great snap. No, it was jumping in the middle of the line, so he did not get enough height on the ball. Anytime someone can block the ball up the middle by jumping, the kicker has his responsibility to get the ball up in the air. All right, here's the touchdown. Brohm, Jeff Brohm right here, backyard. You go up to the picnic table, break towards Mom's Flower Garden. Out here, run the little stop pass. Right to the corner of the end zone. Very safe play. If his brother doesn't get it, nobody gets it. Touchdown.
The extra point, I think, was blocked by Steve Tovar, the great middle linebacker for Ohio State. So it's 10-6. And a little bit of the jubilation on the Louisville sideline is subdued by that missed extra point, because that's a touchdown. And now Brandon Brookfield will kick off, and he dribbles one down, taken by one of the up men for Ohio State, Kendall. Make it Cedric Saunders, the tight end, handle that one, and there's 4 seconds left in the half.
Kicker has his head down a little bit.
1 play left. Herbstreet, play action's going to air it as far as he can throw it. Galloway is out there and almost pulled that one off the fingertips of Kevin Gaines, the defensive back. The Buckeyes will trot to the locker room with a halftime lead, but Louisville has closed the gap courtesy of Jeff Brohm to Greg Brohm. That touchdown pass capped the 84-yard march, and it closed the gap on the Ohio State lead. They're up by 4. Robert Smith looking for a little help from the 92,000 or more on hand here today. Capacity is 91,470, but on a regular basis it's more like 93 in this place. In fact, the only game in the last 58 here at Ohio Stadium that was not sold out was last year's game against Louisville, and that one had over 91,000. Brookfield, his kickoff to start the third quarter goes. And Robert Smith looking for a little help from the 92,000 or more on hand here today. Capacity is 91,470, but on a regular basis it's more like 93 in this place. In fact, the only game in the last 58 here at Ohio Stadium that was not sold out was last year's game against Louisville, and that one had over 91,000. Brookfield, his kickoff to start the third quarter goes to Robert Smith, the yard deep. Smith, the long strider out to the 30-yard line. Tim Wolf made the tackle after a 31-yard kickoff return. Let's take a look at the first half statistics.
I think the key points right here is that it's a fairly even game, and the guy that's keeping it even, I believe, is Brohm. He's 13 for 16. He's able to pull all the stops out, throwing the ball to his backs, and he's kept probably an overpowering Ohio State defense a little bit off balance with his ability to hit a lot of different people and keep everyone involved.
Herbstreet, the last man out to the Ohio State huddle. First two drives, 167 yards and 10 points. Their last three, they've struggled, to say the least. This time working from their own 31. Buckeyes with a 10-6 lead. And Smith takes it out to the 38-yard line. Let's go to Tim Brando in our studios. Tim.
Brad Glenn Foley continues to showcase his talent in today's game against Rutgers. Here to Greg Grice, 60 yards. So if it's not Miller, it's Grice. And they have been a problem for the Scarlet Knights all day long. 30-14 to score. BC with 5:09 left in the third.
All right, Tim, thanks. 10-0 here. 14-22 remaining third quarter. Second down and 3, Ohio State. Galloway in motion. Tough run for Smith off the right side. Got near the 40 before Ben Sumter put a hat on him, and he'll be about a yard short of a first down.
It really was Ben Sumter, number 36, that really filled that play. It was an isolation play. Cothran's going to come in and try to get him head up. Number 36, kind of the left center of your screen. You see him play the fullback with one shoulder and play Robert Smith with the other shoulder. Great defense by number 36, Ben Sumter.
Sumter, the Johnny Unitas Award winner, is the most inspirational Cardinal last year. And there his numbers from last season. Speaking of Johnny U, he is in attendance this afternoon. Third down, almost 2. Ohio State on their opening March third quarter. Cothran, the fullback, looks to have the first down. Tom Cavallo, the linebacker, brought him down, but he picked it up. Cothran Jr. out of Middletown, Ohio. He's a big fella, 6'2", 235. He had his best game of the year last season against Louisville, 61 yards on 10 carries. Here's the counter to Smith, and a great open field tackle by Tom Cavallo again.
Cavallo makes a beautiful play coming around. Klein tries to peel back as the backside tackle. He sees Cavallo out of the side of his eye, but he just goes over the top of him. It's a little bit of a counter action out of the half backfield. You see Klein, watch him look inside. That's his man. But a little bit, he was off balance, and when he tried to take the shoe tops, Cavallo just goes over the top to make the play.
Cavallo out of St. Charles, Illinois. 6'3", 220-pound junior. Had some shoulder troubles last year and still was one of their top tacklers. Second and 13. Buckeyes from their own 39. Herbstreet completes it to Stabline out at the 48-yard line. Brian Stabline, the most sure-handed Buckeye receiver, got 10. They've got to get it inside the Louisville 48-yard line for a first down.
Stabline and Galloway, two returning receivers from Ohio State, flop positions this year. One was the split end. Stabline was. Last year he lined up at flanker. They're going to try to get the ball in Joey Galloway's hands a little bit more from that slot position. That's the reason.
And of course Galloway touched it on an end around in the first half and has the Ohio State touchdown on a 50-yard end around. 3rd and 4. Herbstreet over the middle, has a man wide open. It's Stabline again. And he has a first down at the Louisville 38-yard line. 14-yard pickup. That'll make you scratch your forehead as a coach.
It was a simple zone defense that time. The tight end went deep and Stabline just came underneath it, and very well read by Herbstreet and plenty of time to step up and throw the ball.
Herbstreet seemed really confident going over the middle today. Stabline's numbers, the last one getting a first down at the 38, and now the toss to Smith. Run down by Andy Cully, the linebacker. Bumped him out at the 34-yard line.
Andy Cully, number 62, Cavallo 41, and Sumter 36 are all returning last year. They were the number 1-2 tackles from those two guys, and Cavallo was number 5, and they're really the heart of the defense, and it's all made possible by those front 4 guys tacking and letting those guys clean up the tackles from the outside.
The 3 guys that Gary talked about combined for 281 tackles for the Cardinals last year. Herbstreet looks to the sideline with a 2nd down and 6 coming up at the Louisville 34-yard line. Buckeyes lead it 10-6, 10:45 to go 3rd quarter. Again, the counter to Smith. And he's got the first down. He paid for it, but he has it. And he's still standing up at the 26-yard line. And that will get a big response from the Buckeye faithful. Never went down.
Robert Smith coming around on the same counter play that he had just run before. You're going to see Andy Klein, number 67, the right side of your screen. He comes down. Now watch, this time he's not going to take the shoes. He stays tall and makes Cavallo go low on the play, and that's what really makes it go. There's no way you can jump over a 6'7", 290-pound tackle if he stays tall.
Joe Johnson is down in the field for Louisville, shaken up.
One more time. There you see it. You can barely see Smith from behind this big guy, Klein. They're comparing him to Jim Lachey, the great all-pro from the Washington Redskins, and Klein just runs so well for a tackle coming around the corner.
I think Johnson got tagged by his own man.
As his talent just takes over.
1st and 10, Buckeyes at the Louisville Cardinal 26-yard line. 9th play of this drive. Their opening possession, 3rd quarter. Play fake to Cothran. No, they gave it to Cothran. It's a great play fake. I had Herbstreet heading around the corner. Ray Buchanan came up from the secondary. Cavallo's there as well, and a loss of about 2 on the play. 10 minutes left, 3rd quarter here. That's our score. Let's check some others with Tim Brando.
It appears, Brad, that Cordell Stewart is as advertised for the Buffaloes. Look, this is his 2nd straight completion at the time to Michael Westbrook, 48 yards to the strike. Colorado's won the last 3 meetings against Colorado State. They lead it now 7-0 in the 1st quarter.
Well, Aaron McCartney, huh?
It's odd, isn't it? It's odd to see.
2nd and 13, Ohio State. And motion on both sides. Galloway's about 5 yards downfield for Ohio State, the flanker.
It really should be offsetting penalties. There's no way Galloway drew the 2 guys off from Louisville.
Dead ball. Encroachment by the offense.
You'll see it. The hard snap count by Herbstreet. Now there's no way he can see Galloway. You see his head pop into the screen. Herbstreet's sure he's got a 5-yard penalty, but Galloway was just as much offsides as the defensive lineman, and they call it on Ohio State.
9 minutes, 29 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. Ohio State with a 2nd down and 18 now as they've backed up to the 34-yard line. Inside handoff to Cothran on a little quick opening draw, and Louisville didn't bite on it.
As fast as those men are for Louisville, those inside Smith and Ray and Hannon.
On 3rd down at 17.
Shotgun.
Kirk Herbstreet in the shotgun for the Buckeyes. Will wonders never cease here today in Columbus? Steps up and headed stripped from behind. Leonard Ray knocked it out of his hands. And Alan Klein, I think, got back there to cover it, or it would have been Louisville football.
It really was perfect pass protection that time. The quarterback was going to step underneath that defensive end, push to the outside. It's as good as you can get it. That's what the shotgun allows you. You're already back there. You're calm. You're going to see the man come from the bottom of your screen. He's being pushed around the outside by Mono, but he just is able to get in there and deflect it. And Klein is able to get the free ball and allow him to punt.
Joel Kessel into punt, and Ray Buchanan back deep. Buchanan had a pretty nice return on that first run back that he had on a strange double penalty. And Kessel booms this kick. And he knocked it out at the 3-yard line. Great punt. 40 yards, no return. When we return, it'll be Louisville on offense. 7:40 to go, third quarter, and the Cardinals trailing the Buckeyes by 4. The Buckeye fans will come to life for the defense. First and 10, Cardinals from their own 3. Brohm wants to throw over the middle, and wide opens his tight end. And he rambles out to the 32-yard line. Jose Gonzalez with a 29-yard gain.
Ohio State only had 3 defensive backs on the field. Howard Snellenberger goes with the play-action pass and pops it to the tight end. It's the best way to get the ball off your own goal line. You're going to see it from behind here. The linebackers come up. Safety comes up, takes 1 step, and you're dead. Boom. Taylor takes that 1 step, and it's into the tight end's hands. Gonzalez for a big gain out the 32-yard line.
Boy, Louisville hasn't lacked for guts from certain spots on the field, have they?
Well, they've kind of earned the guts. When you have a quarterback that goes 13 from 16, it's nice to call those plays on the 2-yard line.
Now with plenty of room to work. Louisville at its own 32. Bailey in motion. They'll give it off to Dawkins, and he weaves his way into the secondary, and he might have another first down. Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson here with you in the booth, and I have no idea where Charlene Hawks is. I haven't been able to find her. Charlene, where are you?
Brad and Gary, I have found the most expensive seat in the house. I'm in the scoreboard visiting our cameraman, Tim McCarty. This structure was erected in the mid-'80s for $2.4 million. The whole stadium was built for $1.2 million, of course, back in 1922. Another tidbit, this whole south end zone seats 600 people more than the St. John Arena. 13,800 people in one end zone alone. Brad?
Wow, we got to get you a telestrator up there. 6:40 to go, third quarter. And another Louisville Cardinal first down. Asher lost the ball. And Ohio State's got it. I think it's Derek Foster on the bottom.
When we talked to the coaches, Bill Young said Steve Tovar runs sideline to sideline as good as any linebacker that have ever played at Ohio State. But we want him to produce a few hits. You see him in the middle of your screen, number 58. The All-American candidate's going to fill. He plays off the block, puts his head on the helmet, on the football, fumble, and turnover. Ohio State, just what they needed. They were backpedaling a little bit. Now they have the ball first and 10 at the 41.
Great opportunity now at the 40-yard line for the Ohio State offense. And the Buckeyes bring it up with a 10-6 lead in 6.5 minutes. Remaining third quarter. Robert Smith. Andy Culley, the linebacker, with a stop. Culley, the senior out of Geneva, Illinois, and he has been all over the field today. Vandy's cut into Alabama's lead, and Wake Forest trying to come back late in the fourth quarter. Culley, you see, getting the call in from the sideline. Missed spring practice with a knee injury suffered in a skiing accident. He's been skiing around there in the linebacking corps today for the Cardinals. 2nd and 11, Ohio State. Herbstreet off play action. Pressured. Gets what he can and gets out of bounds, and Culley ran him out. Leonard Ray's the guy that got a little heat in the pocket, and Herbstreet had to do what he could. It's going to be 3rd down.
People that weigh 10 or 15 pounds more, they have not been able to play smash mouth football.
Herbstreet from the shotgun for Ohio State on 3rd and 9. Deep middle, it's intercepted by Cavallo, the linebacker. That experienced linebacking core of Louisville that we talked about. Cully came up with a couple of big plays on that series, and now Cavallo's got himself an interception. The Louisville Cardinals trailing by 4, and they'll have it on offense when we come back.
What's important against throwing against the zone is distribution. Freeze it right there. Now look at the nice distribution by the receivers from Ohio State. Now watch how they lose their distribution, and Cavallo, number 41, is going to stop it right there one more time. Cavallo's led into the play. He makes the pickoff because 2 receivers from Ohio State are right in the same area. A lot of times with great protection, those receivers have to maintain their separation and not bring their man in to the interception.
And the Herbstreet miscues giving it back to the Louisville offense. And the Cardinals work 1st and 10 from their own 41, trailing by 4. Shove it. All the way to the Buckeye 44-yard line. Roger Harper finally brought him down after a 15-yard gain. More great football next Saturday on ESPN. We start things off with our college game day at 11:30. And then we'll be in Iowa City for the Hawkeyes against the Cyclones. And our residents in college scoreboard will follow at 7 o'clock. And then the ACC will gear it up. Florida State and Clemson, 7:30 next Saturday night right here on ESPN. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, and Charlene Hawks from Ohio Stadium in Columbus, where the Buckeyes have led throughout, but the Cardinals within striking distance, trailing by 4. And they whistle it dead, penalty markers down, and Dawkins upset because he thought he had a hole, but I think Ohio State's defenders pretty much stopped play.
Brohm went on a quick count that time, and I don't think his team was ready.
Illegal procedure against the Louisville Cardinal offense.
Real nice play to go on a quick count, a quick trap like this. Brohm comes up, quick count. Somebody hadn't put their hand on the line of scrimmage. You get a little bit of movement. You see the right guard. He puts his hand on the ground after the snap count. Boy, you're going to get called every time.
Dave DeBold got a little bit jumpy on the pull out there, and they walk it off against Louisville back to the 49-yard line. 5:05 to go third quarter. 10-6 Ohio State. On a Joey Galloway 50-yard reverse and a Tim Williams field goal. And the touchdown for Louisville with 16 seconds left in the second quarter was Jeff Brohm to Greg Brohm. 1st and 15. Aaron Bailey in motion. Brohm to Ferguson. And he's got it to the 40-yard line. Reggie Ferguson's first catch of the afternoon. Let's go to the studios again and Tim Brando. TV.
Brad, Alabama's had to rely on the field goal all day, and that could be trouble late in the game. Royce Love culminates a long Vandy drive to open the third quarter. They go for 2 and punch it in. Don't count out DiNardo's Commodores. 16-8, still plenty of time left in the third.
Here it's 10-6. With just over 4 minutes remaining third quarter. 2nd and 6 at the 40-yard line again. Bailey, the motion man, as Brohm drops to throw. And throws on the run to Bailey. Knocked down at the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 Louisville. Chico Nelson knocked him out. 26-yard pass play.
Brohm is so cool coming out of the pocket on this play. He has been in complete control of himself throughout the whole game, but this is really a play that shouldn't have worked. They had 2 men in motion right at the beginning of this play. You can't see the outside receiver. He's moving as he comes across. Brahm's in the pocket and now just buys a little time and throws off the run. And Bailey again, with his great speed, gets out into the open and the ball's put right on the numbers.
Well, that's the second time Bailey's picked up a big chunk of yardage. The junior college transfer with all the speed has it to the 14. 2 catches and 84 yards for Bailey. At the Buckeye 14-yard line. Cardinals with a little inside trap. Dawkins has some room. Bounced off one man. Still on his feet. Oh, what a tough run to the 6-yard line. Finally, Ohio State with Marlon Kerner and Luke Fickell and Chico Nelson. It took a lot of them to bring down Dawkins.
Louisville's version of the counter trap play with Dawkins. You'll see those backside linemen pull. Everybody blocks down. The guard and the backside tight end, Jose Gonzalez, comes around, number 88. But you see Dawkins really delivers the blow himself that time against Tito Paul, number 13. He goes to the outside, keeps those plays moving. It was Chico Nelson, I'm sorry, number 13. Dawkins just moved, doing it on his own in the run.
69 yards on 10 carries. He gets it again, and it's a touchdown. He got him close, and he got him in. Louisville leads.
Last year in 1991, he came as 40% of his offense. Today, he might be more than that.
Ken Harden, the redshirt freshman, has missed a field goal and had an extra point blocked. And he finally got one up and through. Maybe that'll break the ice for the youngster.
Well, here you are playing free safety on this one. Quick trap play, a quick count, and they spring the ball right up the middle. You're lined up at free safety. You see the crossing action, and there's the hole. Tovar takes one step the wrong way, and it's a touchdown. It's a quick snap. He tries to get to the hole, but watch it. Tovar steps to his left. Dawkins reads it behind the trap block, and that springs it in. Dawkins running with his eyes open is really what makes that play.
There he is on the sideline. Gary mentioned he was 40% of the Louisville offense last season. Today, he's 38% of the Cardinals offense, and he's got him in the lead.
Having a terrible day. He should be up over 40%. I'll tell you another thing he has been doing. He has been getting on the Ohio State nerves the whole game. After every play, he's been taunting and looking and pointing, and he's really been the alter ego of this Louisville team so far. 5-yard TD run, but he's been catching the ball, running the sweeps, and now he takes it inside.
Remember, that drive started after Cavallo's interception, and then the long pass play, Brohm to Bailey, helped set him up for the score. Brookfield to kick. Robert Smith at the 2. And he got it out across the 25-yard line. Let's go to Tim Rando in our studios. Tim, the stop on Smith. We'll take another look.
There's really nowhere to run but to just stay near the sideline. Standifer comes in right there, and he hits him kind of with his forearm as he dives across, and then he gets cleaned up, and everybody just keeps running across the play. And you know, you wonder if he caught it was that early elbow or it was one of the late piling ons.
Brookfield the kick.
What was the reasoning behind Cooper's contract renewal?
Well, he's a good coach. He deserves our support, and so we gave him our support. And I think that the quality of our program continues to improve, and that's what we're about.
All right, Dr. B, we'll go back to the action. Thanks for joining us.
Out to the 49-yard line goes Stabline with another catch. As Robert Smith finally made it over to the sideline. John Cooper's lucky, I guess, that he has some depth in that backfield, but it's going to have to be utilized now because, as Gary said, Raymond Harris would have started this game had he not hurt an ankle in practice leading up to the game. So we'll find out how much depth they do have. 2nd and a yard for Ohio State. Louisville has commanded this quarter so far, and there's 2:42 left. Cochran, the fullback. First down to the 45-yard line of the Cardinals. Let's go to Tim Brando. Tim.
Just to update that Ball State.
And here it's Ohio State trailing Louisville. An upset in the making in Columbus. Herbstreet fires. Wide opens his tight end, Saunders, and he broke a tackle, and down the sideline he goes. "27 yards, Herbstreet to Saunders."
Saunders goes 6'3", 238. He's probably relieving in this game Joe Metzger, the starting tight end. But Saunders is going to come on a delay pass across the formation, a very safe play. But watch these feet. You know, for a 240-pound man, you got a lot of guys taking shots at him, and he's just stepping around him, gets to the sideline, and shows what an athlete he is for a tight end.
Got around Kevin Gaines and Marcus Hill, and then took it down the sidelines. And the junior out of Sarasota, Florida, who set up the Buckeyes at the Louisville 19-yard line. Ohio State trails 13-10. Herbstreet wants to throw on the run. It's going to be 1st and goal. Greg Beatty takes it out of bounds at the 9-yard line. That was the pass he was intercepted on earlier, Gary.
Yeah, this time he got it to him a little bit right on the numbers, but Beatty catches this one 3 times. He only gets 1 reception for it, but the senior comes in for Stabline and that time runs the play that they had ran 3 previous plays earlier. When Stabline caught it, he kind of fakes the slant and peels back out for the completion. As we look at Smith shake off a rib injury, it appears to me.
You've got to think that he is all done for this day with the pads off, but his team has it at the 9-yard line. Benote wants a little quiet. He can't even hear Herbstreet. 1st and goal. It's Cochran. Touchdown. He's had quite a game, and he just took it 9 yards for the score. (16-13) Buckeyes. Herbstreet to spot it. Tim Williams will try to put Ohio State back in front by 4, and he does. With 2:05 left, 3rd quarter, the Buckeyes have responded to Louisville's score with one of their own. It is 17-13 Ohio State.
Herbstreet engineers a beautiful drive here, answers the call, hitting a lot of passes, and they score with the same play that Louisville scored with. A quick trap. You're going to see it. Left guard pulls across your screen from the right to the left. He kicks out from inside out, and Cawthon just a little bit too big, runs through a couple of arm tackles, and the Buckeyes take a 4-point lead.
60-yard drive that Cochran caps off with a score, and here's another look.
Early in this play, Butler Banote up here is signaling quiet the crowd. The reason is that the quarterback Herbstreet is going to call this play to this shifted over tackle. There's nobody over here, so he calls it a check with me. He'll call red, which means right. That means this tackle guard's going to come up and hit the trap play. So he goes red, 55, hike. There's the trap play. The back knows which way to go, and they run a successful play, and they really can't miss. They run it to the overshifted tackle.
That scoring drive took only 49 seconds. It only seemed longer because of the scoring drive took only 49 seconds. It only seemed longer because of the injury to Robert Smith. But the Buckeyes do it in a hurry, and they're back in front, and they'll kick it away to Ralph Dawkins.
It really was a beautifully engineered drive, and give a lot of credit to Herbstreet. Coming back off that interception, engineered it beautifully.
Williams' kick goes to Dawkins at the 3. Dawkins broke a tackle, got outside and got across the 30-yard line before the Buckeyes and Roger Harper can bring him down. 28-yard kickoff return. A Labor Day.
Throwing the football 16 for 19 in the game so far and distributing it the whole 53 yards across the field.
The Cards work from their own 31. Brohm in motion as brother Jeff drops to throw. Wants to throw a screen. And one of his linemen takes a carom off the hands of Jason Simmons, who would have had a touchdown. Wow.
This was a double screen with Brohm acting out, and Jason Simmons has a popsicle thrown to him, and it goes right through his hands. I'll tell you, he is upset. I know he had his eyes on the quarterback, but watch Brohm. He's going to run a fake. He wants to simulate a screen to the right side of the play here. To the back, he's got Dawkins. He turns and throws. And there is Simmons, hits him right in the hands, and Blumeyer ends up with the ball.
That would normally be an illegally touched ball by a lineman, but it was tipped by Simmons, so Blumeyer gets the reception. It's 2nd and 20. The slant to Ferguson. And Ferguson will get wrestled to the ground after a very short game. Let's go to Tim Brando in our studios. Tim.
All right, thank you, Brad. North Carolina now leading Wake Forest that game in the fourth.
With 24 seconds and the clock winding down, Robert Smith for Ohio State done for the day. Jeff Brohm not done yet for Louisville as he scrambles around, finds a little open field, gets what he can, and then gets hammered out of bounds by Tim Walton at the 36-yard line. Charlene's got an update on Robert Smith's injury. Charlene.
Brad, I've been informed that Robert has suffered bruised ribs. They have wrapped his midsection in ice, and he continues to grimace in pain. And as you guys mentioned, he seems done for the day.
The defense of Ohio State has held Louisville and forced a punt. And Stabline will drop back deep as Brandon Brookfield is set to punt. Brookfield hit a 62-yarder earlier, and he can air one out here with Stabline back. This not as good a kick, end over end. Stabline from the 26. Waits for his blockers, flags down as he got the corner and got all the way to midfield, but we're going to have an illegal block back near the 30-yard line. Stabline in there as a punt return man with Smith injured on the sideline. Did a good job, but I think they're going to bring it back.
Yeah, Mark Williams, number 51, was the guy who got him in the back. It's either going to be shoving from behind or clipping. He definitely got him just as he turned the corner. Williams knew it. He was going to have to stay out there.
He's standing right between the flags. There's the call. Illegal block in the back from behind. So that negates a 25-yard return by Stabline. And our third quarter's come to a close. John Cooper's Buckeyes in front, but a rather precarious lead over Coach Schnellenberger's Cardinals. 17-13 with a fourth quarter coming up. Don't go away.
Dr. Pons now.
Done for the day.
And the reason they're bruised is because they haven't had a chance to x-ray them yet. It could be worse.
That's right. Oh, we got one play left in the third quarter, though there's no time showing on the scoreboard clock. Butler Benote takes it around the corner, and he might have a big play on this final play of the third quarter. Into Louisville territory at the 44-yard line. 36-yard romp. And boy, can Ohio State use that with Smith injured.
It's the same counter trap play. You'll see Klein come around. Number 67. Benote's going to stick behind him. Truck and trailer. Just stay behind the big guy. A block by Galloway right there. Another block by Klein, the fastest man on the Buckeye football team of the running backs. Benote takes it down the sideline.
Klein, the Outland Trophy candidate, leads the way, number 67.
And poor Buchanan is going to take a mouthful right there.
Ray didn't go down, though. He gained about 20 pounds in the offseason. He said he got tired of coming up to force runs like that and getting run over. That time he didn't get run over. He held his ground and helped force Benote out of bounds.
Well, Andy Klein, just a junior, is being compared to Jim Lachey, the great All-American. And
Charlene Hawks and two teams that have battled tough for three quarters. Ohio State in front by 4. And number 4, Herbstreet throws to Stabline. And he's got it up near the 35-yard line. Darrell Boykin took him out. Stabline now starting to put himself in the forefront of the passing game. That's his 5th catch for 48 yards for the senior out of Erie, Pennsylvania.
And 4 of the catches have been on the same route where he goes down about 5 or 6 yards and just kind of delays to the outside of the pattern. Herbstreet is very good at throwing the ball on the run. He's very accurate with it. Benote comes from the backside on this play. You see Benote come outside. He sees back and he peels in and cleans up the quarterback. Nice job by Benote. 1 minute he's watching the game, the next minute you're in the middle of it.
Second down and a yard. Ohio State at the Louisville 35. Cochran, the fullback, is going to be close to a first down. Kendall Brown again in on the tackle, the sophomore out of Detroit.
Brad, really the guy who's elevated his presence out here has been Herbstreet. He had the interception Louisville goes down and puts points on the board, and he has come back and has not made a mistake since. He's regained the lead and has just been throwing a lot of good footballs in this game. He's not known as a great passer, but he's done well enough to keep throwing the ball.
They stretch out the chain, and they're that much short. A couple of feet. And a third down coming up. Herbstreet with a chance to talk it over with Joe Hollis momentarily while they take the change back to the far sideline. Brohm has been sensational for Louisville, and Dawkins over 100 yards in total offense. Robert Smith out with bruised ribs, and as Gary just said, they have not asked Kirk Herbstreet to do too much. Though he's been intercepted twice, he still has 157 yards throwing the ball. Ohio State 4 out of 7 on their third down conversions today. This is a big one for them. Third down and a couple of feet. Herbstreet himself. First down, Ohio State. Only needed to lean forward, and he got the first down for the Buckeyes. Let's get another scoring update for you. We go to Tim Brando.
Colorado State, the other team with the fine helmet, underway. Brad, look at this run by John Ivlo, the senior fullback from Joliet, Illinois. 67 yards. He'd had a 50-plus yarder earlier, over 100 yards in the first half. The Buffaloes still have the lead in the second quarter, 14-7.
Here in the fourth quarter with just over 14 minutes to go, the Buckeyes by 4 over the Louisville Cardinals, and they have it 1st and 10 at the Cardinal 33-yard line. Play action, Herbstreet out to Cochran, and the ball came loose. Did they blow it dead? No, they did not. Louisville's got it, and it's Anthony Bridges who had an interception earlier.
There's a little bit of confusion because another lineman had called it down. All the Ohio State players reporting to the other official, but the guy who called the fumble was adamant about being. You'll see it up the counter play. He hits Cochran from the right side of your screen. You're going to see the tackle. Let's see if the ball comes out early. No, that ball comes out on the ground right there. That was a poor call. Bridges makes the play, number 21, but Cochran definitely fumbled that ball when he hit the ground. Good break for Louisville.
Bridges, for the record, will get his second turnover of the day for the Louisville defense, though. And so just when it appeared as though Ohio State, if they could put another 30 yards or so together, would take command of the game, right back it goes to the Cardinal offense. And the fans voicing their displeasure on the last call. The tight end in motion, and Dawkins takes it around the left side. He's got about 8 yards before Greg Smith can haul him down.
Stopped by Greg Smith and Steve Tovar.
Dawkins 82 yards on the ground now and has 12 carries. On a lot of people's preseason All-America lists, and he showed us why here in Columbus today.
Well, there's probably not very many more complete backs in college football than Dawkins. Of course, he's in an offense that features a passing game, a running game, draws, and a lot of the pro-type styles. So Dawkins is the perfect back for the offense.
And some of the coaches yesterday compare him to James Brooks, former Cincinnati Bengal and now Cleveland Brown. And that's a pretty high compliment. 2nd and 2. Going to be close to the first down for Dawkins. Tovar let him have it on the left side.
Steve Tovar, I don't know if I recall very many players that lead the team in tackles as a sophomore and junior, an All-American, and coaches are asking him to hit a little bit harder and cause a few more fumbles. Those are the type of guys they're usually kissing on the sideline.
Trying to become middle linebacker to lead the team in tackles for 3 straight years, and only guys like Chris Spielman and Marcus Merrick have ever done that before in Buckeye uniforms. First down, the Louisville Cardinals with just under 13 minutes left in the game. Down by 4. As Kevin Cook zips up the sideline, but Jeff Brohm had too much on that one.
Pretty good job by Brian Cook, number 29, too. He got his hands on him that time. He didn't go for the play fake and just interrupted that play just enough to make the pass overthrown. It was Ty Smith, defensive coordinator for Louisville.
That incompletion by Jeff Brohm snapped a string of 8 straight completions. Brother Greg in motion behind him. Here's a quick opener to Dawkins. And he's going to have a first down. And he's going to start closing in on the 100-yard mark. Mark Williams helping out on the tackle for Ohio State.
Different formation, same play they've been running all game. You're going to see the trap to the tackle from the right to the left. You're going to see him come in there. He just fills in a little wraparound. Tovar gets tied up with the guard coming around. And Buchanan just seems to be able to find the hole no matter where it is between the tackles.
Last year against Ohio State, Dawkins had 66 yards rushing and 78 yards receiving. And now he's got 96 already carrying the football and 35 more through the airways. 1st and 10 for the Louisville Cardinals at the Buckeye 47-yard line. Dawkins again. Greg Smith makes the stop. Greg Smith, we've called his name a lot. The senior out of Canton, Ohio, 6'5", 250. All Big Ten performer. And he's going to get a breather just after we call his name.
We have to give a little bit of credit to this offensive line from Louisville. Blumeyer, Atkins, Patrick, DeBold, and Bob have been manhandling with the benefit of having Brohm keep him a little bit off balance with the short passing game. And they've been running the ball very effectively up the gut of this 4-3 stack.
2nd and 7. Ferguson and Greg Brohm, the wide receivers for Jeff Brohm. And he completes it to the 40-yard line. Anthony Shelvin with the catch. Chris Powell, the linebacker, helped on the tackle in coverage. And it'll bring up 3rd down and almost 3. A gentleman in the black shirt is Pat Lyons, an Ohio State student manager, and he signals in the defensive plays from the Buckeye sideline. That's pretty big responsibility.
It's better than getting water.
3rd down and 3. The Cardinals only 2 of 9 on their 3rd down conversions. Brohm in a bunch of trouble. And he'll ground it on top of Roger Harper, leveling him way back at the 35-yard line. The Thorpe Trophy candidate on the blitz chased him down, and a grounding penalty goes to boot.
Great call by Bill Young, defensive coordinator. You saw it signaled in. They fooled Jeff Brohm on that play. He audibled to a blitz audible. They only brought one man from the secondary, and they're going to back off and play zone. You're going to see Tovar right up here. The linebackers, they're going to back off at the snap. He had already told his backs to stay in. He thought it was going to be a blitz. You see the backs. Now he's got nobody to throw to. He's throwing against the zone. Only one man came. That was Roger Harper, and he makes the play, and it was intentional grounding.
A loss of down, of course, as Brohm will talk it over with the coaches upstairs. In the meantime, Brandon Brookfield will have to punt away to Brian Stabline, back deep for Ohio State. Brookfield's kick. Stabline will have a chance from the 28-yard line. And again, he got around the first wave. Nice return by Stabline to the 48-yard line. 19 on the punt return for the senior for Ohio State, and it sets him up in great field position when we come back. 10:38 left in the ball game. Ohio State clinging to a 4-point lead. 8 to go in Columbus, Ohio. The Buckeyes leading by 4. 1st and 10, just outside their own 48-yard line. Manote, the tailback, in for the injured Robert Smith, and he cuts back in the middle of the field, takes an official with him, and got it inside the 45-yard line. Ray Buchanan on the tackle. Let's go to Charlene Hawk. Charlene.
Brad, as you know, Kendall and Randall Brown are twins. Kendall plays defensive end for Louisville, and Randall plays defensive end for OSU. Well, these are Kendall and Randall's parents, Nancy and Melwood from Detroit. And how did you guys get into this tight spot? Originally, weren't both the guys supposed to go to Louisville?
They were supposed to go to Louisville, but Randy chose to go to Ohio. We let them make up their own minds what they like to do.
And I understand Randall is 30 pounds heavier. Who wins out when they go one-on-one?
Well, it's been a long time since they've gone one-on-one, not since they've been adults.
It always boys doing okay today?
They're doing fine today. They both seem pretty good time. We're happy.
Okay, well, win or lose, these guys have something to cheer about.
The proud parents, and there they are, Randall and Kendall.
I don't know if it's going to be win or lose. It's going to be win and lose.
Mom and Dad could wear whatever color red they wanted to today, and they'd be okay. The Buckeyes driving with under 10 minutes to go in the ball game, and they've moved it to the Louisville 32-yard line. Benote trying to get outside, and a nice open field tackle by Darryl Boykin, the rover back who came up to make the stop. 5'11" senior out of Kent, Ohio, playing here in his home country. Nice tackle.
Great story about Darryl Boykin. He was from Kansas, the Big 8 freshman of the year as a defensive back. Transferred obviously to Louisville, played fullback last year, carried the ball, and now he's back on defense and making a strong contribution as the rover back.
His brother Greg, a former pro player with the 49ers and the New Orleans Saints. Second down at 14 after the loss of 4. Both wide receivers to the left, and Herbstreet wants to roll that way and throw back to Benote. Somehow got it to him, and Benote in the open field. Cavallo brought down Benote. You got to get Herbstreet credit, because I don't know how he got that football off.
Well, Brad, this is a designed play is how he got it off. You're going to see him roll one way, but what you're going to see is called an old throwback screen. Here's the men over here. They're going to kind of block, and then they come out on the screen. Benote comes over here and peels back, and there's the throwback screen. You're going to see it very nicely performed and executed. Benote makes the fake. He knows he's got him, and there you just throw it back into the rush. And Butler was a little bit not enough patient on this play. He could have had a much bigger play if he'd just stayed with his patience.
Third down and a yard. Some motion on the left side of the line for Ohio State. It looked like Cedric Saunders fell out of his three-point stance, the tight end, and if that's the case, instead of 3rd and 1, it'll be 3rd and 6.
Very nicely set up play. They had run that action a number of times.
Dead ball. Encroachment.
It's one of the type of plays as a quarterback, you know, though, when
the illegal procedure on the Buckeyes backs it up to 3rd and 6, and another flag down.
Jason Winrun, number 68, the right tackle, moved too soon.
This really could change the complexion of Ohio State's approach to what was once 3rd and about 2 feet. Back-to-back penalties.
All starts.
Backing it up now is John Cooper. Can't be too happy about that. They're in the process of being out of field goal range if they don't pick up the 3rd down. Backed up to the 33-yard line. That's tonight right here on ESPN. 3rd down and 11. And now Herbstreet will work from the shotgun. Scrambles and runs and has a first down.
Let it go, Herbie.
14 yards. That's what you do on 3rd and 11, huh?
Well, it isn't how they designed it, but when you have a type of quarterback that Kirk Herbstreet has, 8 for 9 this half, he's been able to electrify this offense by pulling out all the stops. He's only had 1 miss, and that was the interception when a couple of receivers kind of got out of their routes a little bit. And, you know, as we talked before, he throws off the run and he runs off the throw, and that's tough to defense.
Howard Schnellenberger's defense has to find a way to stop Ohio State on this drive, or this one will be over. 7:31 to go in the ball game. Benote inside. Broke a tackle, went down on his own at the 15-yard line.
Butler Benote has really turned into the story of this football game with Roger Smith's injury. Remember, Raymond Harris was to have started, but he came down with an ankle. You know, just a year ago, Brad, he was the starter. Gained 171 yards in his first start and kind of got beat out by Carlos Snow as it went along, but he's kept working hard, and he's back in there, and he's a very important contributor late in this game.
And he's got 56 yards on 6 carries. Herbstreet tucks it away again. Joe Johnson's got a hand on him to trip him up. And he's going to lose a little bit of yardage.
Pretty smart play that time. He thought he had a receiver, but it was going to take a tough throw, so he decided to play a little bit conservative that time and tuck it under and tee it up again on 3rd down.
Well, they had to earn it last time on 3rd down when it was 3rd and 11. Herbstreet did it himself. Now it's 3rd down and 7. The Buckeyes took the early lead in this one. Louisville battled back to go in front. Now Ohio State with a 17-13 lead and 6 minutes and 5 seconds left in the ball game. Herbstreet on 3rd and 7 over the middle. Cochran the fullback. I don't quite think he got there, Gary.
There's a little bit of a delayed play. All the receivers were going long, and it was going to the fullback no matter what. It is short. And, of course, all the people that don't have a job here want them to go for it.
And I think they're going to. They're up by 4. A field goal would put them up by a touchdown, but leave the door open for a Louisville miracle finish. So you want to be a coach. Well, you take the weight on your shoulders here at the 10-yard line. It's 4th down and 1.
Well, no big deal. You're just going to run it behind your big guys. I think they'll run it left behind Klein.
Full house power eye. Cochran. He got it. He didn't get much, but he only needed 1. And John Cooper just exhaled.
You know, it's a type of play on that call where you just throw it over to your football team and say, you guys, do it. I mean, this is why we practice goal line situation. If we can't make 4th and inch, we don't deserve to make it and win this football game.
The ball now tucked inside the Louisville 9-yard line. And the Ohio State Buckeyes clinging to a 4-point cushion with 5 minutes left. Ranked number 17 in the country. And they've had their hands full with this group from Louisville, Kentucky. 10th play of the drive coming up. Benote lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Brown and Gaines in on the tackle.
Brown and Gaines were on the tackle, but it was Cavallo again, number 41, that came upfield and really turned the play back into his pursuit people.
Kendall Brown lost his hat in that pileup. I'm sure mom and dad in the stands a little bit concerned.
You see Butler take a couple hits right there. There's his helmet pops off, and nice catch by Buchanan. I wouldn't be surprised, and I would like to see the option here. Herbstreet's very good at it, very safe, tight play, and I know Louisville's going to be coming up strong. You have some good possibilities with the option play.
They actually lost about a yard in the last play. Not much inside for Benote, maybe a yard and a half. Cavallo, the linebacker. One of the Cardinals there to make the stop, along with Terrence Roscoe from the defensive line.
John Cooper is staring at a situation here with the 3rd down call. If he doesn't make it, he can kick the field goal, yes, but it only gives him a 7-point lead. It just sets up that 2-minute drill for an 8-point play to lose. And I really think that they need to look for the end zone on this play and call it not a real conservative play. I wonder again about the option. I'd like to have the ball in Herbstreet's hand.
Herbstreet has thrown well off the run, especially in this half. Straight drop this time. Across the middle and almost intercepted, in and out of Galloway's hands. And then Marcus Hill had his hands on it near the goal line. And now it is 4th down. Here comes the field goal unit.
Galloway's just going to come across the middle. You see Herbstreet looking left. He's reading his hot to see if it's a blitz. He comes back and he throws this one hard. He's trying to stick it in there to Galloway, but it goes high. Cully gets on him a little bit early, but Marcus Hill could have the pick.
So Tim Williams comes on. He's got 1 field goal to his credit already today. He was 10 of 16 last year. And the Buckeyes know the Cardinals will have the ball again, but they'd certainly like to have the 7-point cushion. And they'll have it. Field goal by Williams is up and good. 3 minutes and 9 seconds remaining from Ohio Stadium. The Louisville Cardinals will have it on offense, but right now Cooper's Buckeyes by 7.
Potts, who struggled throughout the game but came and ran a very nice 2-minute drill to get him in position to tie the football game. This time they're going to have a hot-handed Jeff Brohm pulling the trigger, and he'll be very patient as he moves the team. 3 minutes is an eternity for a good quarterback running the 2-minute drill.
And as Williams tees it up for Ohio State, Howard Schnellenberger hoping obviously for a good return. And back deep for the Louisville Cardinals will be the guy that's done it all today, Ralph Dawkins, the deep man of the 3. And he'd like to set up Louisville somewhere outside their own 30 if at all possible. Tim Williams might try to keep it away from him, though. You never know. 3:09 left. Right down the middle, and Dawkins waits at the 3-yard line. Cuts outside, and he will get across the 30. Nice return by Dawkins out near the 33-yard line. Greg Powell made the tackle on the special teams, and Dawkins comes up lame. And that could be huge here in the final 3 minutes. Louisville, they might need him again. They work from their own 33-yard line. Brohm swings it out. Asher out of the backfield. Broke 1 tackle. Pulls his way down to a first down at the 45. Mark Williams and Tim Walton had to put the stop on Asher, but you really like the looks of this kid, Gary.
Asher was a former tight end, and when you just watch him move and fluid, he catches the ball in his hands so well. It was a very safe pass, and the way you like to start out a little 2-minute drive.
Plenty of time left for Louisville. There's the numbers for Jeff Brohm. Very impressive after the year off following the broken leg. Suffered 1 year ago today. Look at the time he's got. Now going deep for his tight end. And he almost made the catch at the 8-yard line. Jose Gonzalez has made some catches that were harder than that one today.
I'll tell you, when Jeff Brohm threw that football, I'll bet his heart jumped into his mouth because that was a bad throw. It's probably the first big mistake he made in this football game. He had a safety back there. You know, he's got 3 minutes to go in the game, and he kind of puts the ball up for grabs. Plenty of time, and he comes up. Now run, Jeff. Now watch this ball. It just floats up there, and there's about 4 people that have a shot at it. Yes, Gonzalez could have caught it, but there was a couple other guys. Walter Taylor could have had his hand on it, too.
Bailey, Shellman, and Cook to the top of your screen as a trio of receivers. 2nd and 10, Louisville from its own 45. In and out of the hands of Anthony Shellman. Now, if Dawkins had not been shaken up, he's the kind of guy that maybe would have made that catch, but certainly would have been in the pattern.
No doubt about it. He'll be coming on the field right now, too. I can guarantee you that.
Here he comes. 3rd and 10. Well, it's obviously 2-down territory with 2:33 left and down by a touchdown. Full complement of timeouts for both the Buckeyes and the Cardinals.
Well, if it ends up 4th and 10, Brad, I wouldn't be surprised to see Louisville punt the football. There's still plenty of time with a full complement of timeouts.
They're hoping it won't come to that. 3rd and 10. Just a 3-man rush, but here comes a blitz for Ohio State. Brohm completes it. First down at the 39-yard line. And it's Reggie Ferguson, a 16-yard pickup.
Beautiful throw by Brohm that time on the run. He finds Ferguson. He buys a little bit of time, which he had to do because Ohio State was in a deep zone. They wanted to force him to throw the ball underneath. You'll see Brohm just come to the bottom of your screen. Ferguson finds a little hole, and he delivers it on the dead run right between the numbers.
3rd catch for 32 yards for Reggie Ferguson, and none bigger than that one on 3rd and 10. Now it's 1st and 10. Louisville at the Buckeye 39-yard line. There's the time remaining. And Ohio State holding on to a 7-point lead. Asher, a big fullback on a quick opener, and Steve Tovar is draped all over it.
Not a bad call, though. It keeps that pass rush honest. It keeps the linebackers aware that we are going to run the ball. We still have time to run the ball, and it opens up your passing game.
The Cardinals go without a huddle. 2nd and 9. And now we are under 2 minutes. Jeff Brohm to Gonzalez, his tight end. And he's got it near the 30. Tovar ran him down from behind along with Greg Smith. And timeout taken by Louisville. 1:46 left in the ball game. The Cardinals trailing by 7, but driving in Buckeye territory. 1:46 left in the game. Ohio State by 7. And the Louisville Cardinals have it 3rd down and 1. Dawkins, quick opener, and he's all the way to the 19-yard line. Over 100 yards on the day for Ralph Dawkins. Derek Foster and Brett Johnson combine on the hit, but he's over the century mark on the afternoon on the ground with this one.
Brett, he's got such great patience when he runs the football. He doesn't rush any play, and he has acceleration after he sees the play. He's really a complete package in the backfield.
They move the chains. Under a minute and a half. 1st and 10. Louisville at the Ohio State 19. Same play, same result, as Dawkins fights his way down to about the 12 before he really got peppered by Roger Harper from the secondary.
Brohm needs to get him up at the line of scrimmage and hurry up and call another play. They got to keep their timeouts.
There'll be less than a minute left in the game on this snap. Second and 3 at the Ohio State 13. Louisville trying to tie it or win it. Brohm to the end zone, and it went through the hands of his intended receiver, Shedrick Utley.
Well, he ripped that throw in there, and Walter Taylor, number 2, came across and closed on it, but just couldn't make the play. And that was pretty close right here. You're going to see it coming right at you. Watch how hard Brohm throws this ball. He knows the hole is not very big, so he guns it in there. Over Tovar and through the hands of Utley, and you see number 2 just come across and tip that ball. An inch lower, it could have been intercepted. Gutsy throw.
You could hear the whistle almost on that one. 3rd down and 3. Obviously, it's 2-down territory here. 50 seconds left in the game. Brohm to Cook. Looks like a 1st down. He got sandwiched out there after the catch, but he held on.
I don't know if they got that play off in time. It was very close. I don't see a flag down, but it appeared to me it was very close.
There you go, Derek.
I saw Howard Stellenberger going crazy on the sideline, so I took a quick glance, and just the mental clock of the play seemed slow to me. Boy, that hurts.
Wow. So instead of 1st and goal near the Ohio State 8, it will be 3rd down and 8. Back at the 18-yard line.
Jeff Brohm is really a talented guy. He knows he has 2 plays right here, and he knows he also has the ability to scramble. Very tough to defense. Let's take a peek. Look for Dawkins to get the ball.
Ferguson and Greg Brohm, the wideouts. That's Greg Brohm in motion. Brother Jeff drops. Look out from behind. Now he takes off with it, and he has the 1st down. Just as you called it, Gary, he's got those wheels, and he showed why he's so versatile. And with 43 seconds, he's got a 1st and goal.
All around, that's the best thing that could have happened. It's really what you have when you have the scrambling quarterback, is that ability to take away the rush by just running them upfield. Ohio State is jumping on everyone man-to-man. Foster can't catch him. He puts the ball up in the air, and he sees that 1st down mark and slides out of bounds.
Well, folks, we're going to do this for you all season long on ESPN. We'll take it down to the last minute. 11th play of the drive. Ohio State trying to hold on. They lead by 7. 1st and goal, Louisville at the Buckeye 9. Dawkins to the 2. He got about 7. Randall Brown helped out on the tackle.
It's really nice to watch a well-conceived offense move the ball down the field. They started out the drive with a nice dump off, and it just moved it down the field very methodically.
Still 35 seconds left to work, trailing by 7. Buckeye 2. John Cooper praying for a defensive stand, and Howard Schnellenberger looking for a touchdown. '65-yard drive so far, but they need an all-important 2 more. Dawkins, the tailback in the eye. He gets it, and he's got it. Touchdown, Louisville.
Again, the patience of Dawkins. He's able to see the play in front of him. He can run that football from one tackle to the other tackle, and he just finds a hole and squirts in.
Do you play to win or to tie here, Gary?
Well, a tie with the schedule that he has wouldn't be the worst thing for this program, but I can't imagine him being able to sell that to his football team that have worked so hard for this football game, and now they have a chance to win it. They're going to go for 2.
The Louisville athletic director, Bill Olson, was talking to me before the game, and he said as big as the Fiesta Bowl win of 2 seasons back was over Alabama, too many people think that that was a fluke, even though it was a 10-1-1 season. He said if we beat Ohio State at Ohio State, it's the biggest win in the history of the program. So if they go for 2 and win it, maybe it will be. Here's another look at Dawkins' touchdown.
You'll see it the same play they've been running. It's a delayed draw. Dawkins gets it very deep in the backfield, and he just kind of stutters. Sees where it's going to open, and just takes the play behind Wilkinson right there. That's what the great runners can do. Set up his blocks by going one way and just skip in behind.
The 2-point conversion would be a moot point had it not been for a missed extra point earlier in the ball game. That's something else that obviously Louisville has to take into account here. Their redshirt freshman kicker is 1 out of 3 as far as either extra points or short field goals. But they'll play it for the win, and here comes the offense with the biggest play of the game, obviously.
And you really can dial any play in their offense because that man can run. He can run the option. He has Dawkins, and he has a tight end that can catch the ball. Very tough to defense when you have that type of a quarterback back there.
Ohio State 20, Louisville 19, and here, for all practical purposes, with 33 seconds left, is the ball game on a 2-point conversion attempt. Brohm lofts it. Dawkins can't get there.
He ran a little bit of a sneak play. It's a formation that they line up 3 receivers to the right side, and they snuck Dawkins underneath and tried to get him to the left side of the formation. Brohm just had to avoid 1 player, and he had a touchdown. Here you can see Dawkins right here. He's going to sneak underneath, and he's got him. He just lays it a little bit too high, and it's that far from victory.
Remember, earlier in the ball game, we showed you a year ago it was about 2 yards too far in front of a receiver on the final play, and that pretty much tells the story for Howard Schnellenberger's Louisville Cardinals, who came in here a heavy underdog against the number 17 team in the country, and they battled all the way to the finish.
That man played a great football game. Kept him in the game. Both quarterbacks did. It's been a well-played game all along, but to get down there that close and have an opportunity to do it and not have it done, it's very difficult. Check out Brohm on his play. He knows he leads him too much, and he takes a dive. Now you're going to see an onside kick here. There's no doubt about that. So you're going to have one more opportunity that they're going to have to convert for the Ohio State defense, or what they call the good hands team. There you see the 2 brothers.
So a last chance coming up for Louisville to get their hands on the ball, or Ohio State will take a hard-fought home win. What a kick. And the Cardinals worked on this a lot in practice yesterday. And it may have paid off. The Cardinals have it. They're going to bring it back. They're going to bring it back.
Well, two things on this one. You can't advance it, and he caught it short of the 10-yard line. I don't think he got it all the way.
I think Ray got it at about 9 yards. Ray Buchanan.
Boy, that's as close as you can do it. We're going to have the opportunity to see how close it was, but it was within a half a yard of being on that line.
As we get another look.
We have illegal touching by the kickers. It'll be the offensive team's ball at the spot.
One more play. The ball is kicked. It's going to bounce after it hits a couple times. It bounces high. See if you could freeze it a little bit farther, guys. A little bit farther. Right there.
Oh.
Just short of the line. He catches the ball. Back it up. Right there. You see him. He has the ball. It's about a half yard short. Right in the middle of your screen right there. Here's the line. Good call.
Louisville literally 2 feet away from having one more crack to try to win the ball game. And so a tremendous effort by Louisville is going to go by the boards as Ohio State set to go to 1-0. Barring a major catastrophe, that is.
Ohio State gets away with the win, and they also come away with a quarterback who's going to be able to do a lot of things for them this year with the football. They have to feel good about this football game.
The college scoreboard coming up next. Chris Fowler will bring you up to date on all the scores from around the country and preview what's coming up tonight. And there can't be too many games in the country that have been as good as the one we've seen here at Ohio Stadium. Timeout with the clock running. Remember last year, an undermanned Louisville team without its starting quarterback went down to the final minute and found themselves that much short of an opportunity to play for a tie and lose 23-15. This year, Jeff Brohm has got his head down and shouldn't, because he's played a great game. Brother Greg to his left. And now the Cardinals of Louisville are going to come up 1 point shy here in 92.
Yeah, the tough thing for Louisville is they came.
That was their final timeout. And the Buckeyes take a knee and take a victory from the Louisville Cardinals. But what a battle it was for John Cooper's Buckeyes. They go to 1-0. Kirk Herbstreet helps lead the Buckeyes to a 1-point victory. 20-19. Ohio State hangs on for dear life at home. 20-19 the final. Don't forget, Chris Fowler and the college scoreboard coming up next. For Charlene Hawks and Gary Danielson, I'm Brad Nessler. Thanks for being with us from Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, Brad, if you noticed, folks, when the Buckeyes left the field, not resounding cheers from their fans, not excited. Second straight year they escape against Louisville. When we come back, we'll come back with some score, Florida and Tennessee. We hope on game day you heard